And these are just wood screws with a decorative head. All right, stopping point. Hello again, everyone. Going to be doing a restoration on this RCA Model 103 Tapestry speaker. Let's take a closer look and see what kind of condition that this is in. Our grill cloth is really worn. In fact, it's almost in two around the speaker cone. And we got a big tear down here. The main thing is the speaker okay. This is a material that was on the back to protect the speaker. There's a board underneath this, and this cloth covers that board. So let's take this off. We'll see what's inside. But just from what I can see, that's not an original speaker. We don't have a transformer. This is just a 4 or 8 ohm speaker, I'm assuming. We'll check it and see, but we're missing a transformer for this to work on the older radios. But we can remedy that. That's not a big deal. Just main thing is we want to see if the speaker's okay. Well, I don't think that is original. I'm going to put a switch. For some reason, I don't really know what that's for. I mean, yeah, if you attach your speaker wire from the radio from here to here, yeah, you could flip it on then to connect these two together. But I really don't know the reason for that, so we'll be taking that off. Get this tack out of the way. Yeah, we definitely don't have the original speaker in there. Here's how the material is wrapped around this cone. It's got a drawstring. You pull it around here, tighten that string, and then it's got a drawstring here at the back that you tighten up. Well, I think we can come up with something to repair that. Like our cone protector's broke here. We'll have to do some straightening there. I think this had some kind of a ring that went around this that held it down to the wood. And probably because this is not the correct speaker, it was a little too large maybe. And they had to do away with that. We do have the metal plate still on it. It says see license notice on bottom. And there's our label. What's left of it. First thing we need to do is to check this speaker, make sure that it is okay. And then I think I can rig up a transformer to hook up to it, and we'll turn our radio to 18 on and see if we get any sound out of it. Well, we're 3.5 ohms, so 4 ohm speaker. And we'll rig up a little transformer to couple it into that radio to 18 and see if we get any sound.
This huge audience-involved event. It's a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown, 1966. Remember that? All I got was a rock. Oh, Charlie Brown. Hocus Pocus.
Well, seems to be working. There's what I rigged up to check it. It's just an audio transformer out of an old TV chassis, parts chassis. Speaker is good. So what we're going to do with this speaker, because this grill cloth is so faded and torn, not going to try to use it. What we'll do, we'll of course take this apart. We'll redo the cabinet, see what we can do to make it look a little better. And then we'll put a new grill cloth in. I'll try to find something with a floral design. Look like we got a split right there. Probably to put a little wood filler there. But we're just going to clean it and then put a fresh coat of probably a dark walnut stain. I think that's what it had on it originally. See if we can make it look a little better. Okay, I removed that switch. And we have the speaker wires unhooked. I'm a little confused about this too. I don't think that was supposed to be here. Like there's a flathead screw that holds it in. I think all we needed just a speaker wire coming out of the back of the speaker. So we're going to take this off too. I think now we need to take these screws out here on the front. And hopefully this back piece will come out. And these are just wood screws with a decorative head. There's a frame that we can do a little bit of work on. All right, we've got it. I think we got it cleaned pretty good. I just use regular, just plain water and a toothbrush and a little chip brush. This is made out of what I would call sawdust. They stamped these out in a mold and they just used sawdust, wood products, and glue. And they'll tend to warp a little. You can see this one. The base has got kind of a bow in it. But that won't hurt anything. I think we can maybe put some feet on the front or something. Little felt pads to tip it back. We got a split right there. So I may put a little wood filler in that. And then we have that split right there. But other than that, just some dark walnut stain. And then maybe a coat or two of polyurethane. I like this product here. It's called Good Filler Wood Filler. And you can mix this with a little bit of the dark stain and it should fill that in nicely. Okay. Just mix the stain in with the wood filler. So we'll let that dry really well. Just a little bit of sanding and we'll be ready for some stain. Now I'm putting this on with a chip brush, and then once I get it all covered, then I'll go back and wipe off the excess. Brush works good because you can get down in the crevices. Make sure we get everything covered. Probably this was about what the color was when this was new. Anyway, I like it. I think it's going to cover up a lot of the defects. Okay. And before the stain fully dried, I'm going around the edge here and just removing the stain where that rope design stands out. And also using a paper towel to go back and clean it just a little bit better. That makes it stand out a little more. And we'll go around this base too. Take some of the stain off of that. All right, stopping point. And I was using acetone. I don't think I told you that. And we relieved a little bit on the base there too. And on the back. Here's my choice for the front of the speaker. And I've been kind of looking at what would look the best. I think that'll work right there. And I took a Sharpie, marked around it. So we'll get this cut out. Using my battery operated stapler. And there's our label. So that's the top. Good and tight. Stain is dry. It's been about 3 days since I stained this. So we're going to put a coat of clear on it. And then we'll be ready to put the speaker back in. So all we need to do now is put the screws in. There's 8 of them. Transformer mounted on the speaker. I did epoxy it and I just have the masking tape around it until the epoxy dries. And there's a speaker cable. I just used that rayon covered cord. It's plenty heavy, but that's okay. And we put its 2 new ends on.
Learn, laugh, and join us on the weekend on our Sunday Hang with Clay and Buck podcast. Find it on.
And just a test fit. I think you can see where that wire will go down between those 2 clips. And then it runs down to that groove that's plowed out in that board. Like that. And then just runs out the back. We can go ahead and mount our speaker. Just need to get it centered up to where it catches about right where it's setting. Looks pretty good. Get our screws put in. 1 screw in. They had this speaker mounted kind of at an angle, and I wanted it up and down to where this wire would more easily go straight down to that groove. So I'm just taking my punch, just making a hole. Seemed to work good on that first one, so let's see how this does. They want to break that board out, so that's working okay. All right, 2 more. Speaker's tight. And we didn't push a screw through the front, so that's good. This 8-foot cord makes it really easy. I don't have to move the radio. still working fine. The last thing we need to do, we'll have to get Rita to help me on this. This bonnet that goes on the back, that's what I call it, goes around that fiber board, and then it stretches up around the back of the speaker. She thinks that she can make me one of them, so we'll give that a try. Okay, Rita has a plan. She's made this is just some scrap material, and she made a prototype out of this, specifically for where the cinch string goes through. It has one of them on both sides. And there's the old string right there. Now she's squaring up her material first. Here's the material. She has it folded and ironed. And then the stitching will be here. And I think we're going to put the drawstrings in before she stitches it. We're going to try it anyway. Be a lot easier to do. And you just sewed the two ends together to create the final length.
To create a circle. And I left a hole here so that we could get both ends of the string out to make our knot or tie it off.
The cinch cord.
Yeah.
All right, she's got the larger end is sewed, and you can see how it gathers up there when you pull the strings. The very back part where the back of the speaker is the other side that she's going to sew.
And it'll have 2 stitches in it.
Stitch on each side of the drawstring.
Yeah. We're going to make it this wide, but I'm going to stitch right here. Mm-hmm. The cord's going to go in here, and I'm going to stitch here. All right, so that's tied off so that they're together.
Well, I think she done a pretty good job. Cinch cord there in the bottom. And this one that you tie tight and it gathers up and makes a little decorative back. When I took this speaker apart, there were tacks. There's one there. I think there were 4 total. We'll just put some tacks on each side of this cover. I think I can put the cloth cover over this edge and cinch it up, and that would hold it under the edge. Well, that's a definite maybe. There's my tack, and I've got room underneath to put the cover. There's the other one. So let's try that. Put the cover on and see what it looks like. I did have to put a tack here at the very top. The 2 side ones just wouldn't hold it close enough, so just put another tack right there and painted it brown. And the speaker magnet was showing, so I just put a piece of cloth over it. But I'm happy with that cover. With what we had to work with on the old one, with it torn and damaged, well, I think she did a great job. Where the wire comes out, just put a fastener there to hold that wire in that groove. One last thing I do need is a couple of pieces of felt I mentioned that where that base was kind of warped. We'll just put a couple of stick-on felt pads there at the front. All right, a couple of felt feet there on the front. So that made it more stable. And that completes the restore on this RCA Model 103 Tapestry speaker. Thanks for watching. See you next time. We hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you did, how about giving us a like and subscribe to our channel? Thanks.